Gang, we have zoomed ahead. It's been a few weeks, actually the 19th of April. And we're back working on this Powerwise generator. It's 3,500 watt max load rated 3,000. But it is a 120, 240 machine, which is pretty desirable, especially if you got a 240 volt pump or something. You know, that carburetor had that broken jet. It must have just been hanging on by a thread. When we took it off, it fell apart. So went on the line and found a replacement carburetor. The thing actually came with a new fuel line, couple filters, fuel petcock thing, all the gaskets and all that jazz, for $11.99 shipped to my house. Oh my goodness. Really? How do they do that? I don't know. Anyway, it's getting a new carburetor. So we'll get all set up and start putting that thing on. This 6.5 horse Wang Dong. It's a truly American name, isn't it? Anyway, this generator just hasn't ever seen any hours. It probably only has 2 or 3 hours on it, so it's basically brand new. It doesn't, have one drip or smidgen of oil on the crankcase anywhere. I don't think it's ever been changed, and it's really, really clean. We'll probably change it just because of the age. But anyway, let's get to putting that new carburetor on, shall we? Get this thing running. All right, I went through the gaskets and found what appears to be the right gasket for the manifold side. We got that put on. Wow, this carburetor even came with a choke lever. I had obviously saved the original, but it came with a choke lever. I'll be darned. So let's do the linkage thing. Should be able to put that little spring back in after the carburetor's on. Well, let's not do the linkage for the moment. Let's take the choke lever back off so we can get it on the studs. There we go. You have to kind of feel around, see when the right time to put that linkage in is. We got it on there. Slide it on in. Let's go home, boys. Go home, boys. Okay, that's a good. That's a good. Here's the air cleaner side gasket. That's a good. That goes on the air cleaner. This is our fuel line. It's nice and pliable. We're just going to reuse it. I don't remember what the fuel looked like in here, or was the tank empty? I don't know. It's been a month. We'll revisit that before we turn the gas on. I think the tank is empty. If not, we'll have to drain it. Might put a little gas in there and kind of flush it out. All right, let me get a light in here and get that little spring reinstalled. Any little light will do. Working in the solar shed. Yep, let me get a long nose pliers. Although I got some pretty good natural light out here, I don't have much for other light. Come on. It's a little tricky. There we go. There we go. Nice. Air cleaner time. This is a clone of something. I'm not really sure what it's a clone of. If it's like a Honda clone or Briggs clone, or I don't know which. I don't know which. It's one or the other. I'm going to save these filters and fuel line for future. We've got to put this choke lever back on before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Yep. The air filter holds it on, so now's the time. Ta-da! At least we didn't get it all the way put on and then realize that. Let's take a peek in the fuel tank here real quick. I don't remember. Ooh, it's got gas and it smells good. It is got gas. It's got a little gauge on there. Hard to see the gauge. So pretty sure what's happened is, somebody put fresh fuel in this thing thinking it was just going to fire back up after it sat on the shelf for 15 years. And it didn't. Find the rest of that air clean. Oh, I got to put the nuts and stuff on it first, don't I? Two on the front and a bolt from behind on that little bracket. Should be a nice little unit for somebody. I've decided these couple generators that I've got in here, I was going to keep one of them and kind of as a loaner, but my thoughts have changed. I've gone back to work. I got a lot of stuff sitting around, and I think I'll liquidate this stuff and sell it on and get to somebody else. Just because I'm not going to have the time I used to have, or that I've had the last year, to mess with this stuff. So don't want to see it sit around and go bad. So we'll have some friends that were in need of generators, and maybe they want to purchase something. So we'll make them available. Need an 8mm for this one. Why don't they make them all the same size? They should be able to make every nut, bolt, and everything on the generator all 10mm heads. And you only need one tool. Take the whole thing apart. I don't know. There's that. There's more air cleaner here somewhere. Ooh, got nuts and bolts rattling around. So here's the filter, and it looks good. And it bolts on? Really? Must go this way. Yep, sure does. Looks brand new, actually. 4 bolts. 2, 3, 4. But they don't hold the cover on, so evidently it bolts this filter thing on. That's what happens when you take something apart and don't get back to it for a month. You remember how it all works. It's even more fun when you buy something somebody else took apart. Alright, it's going to take just a minute. I'll bring you back when I get the filter put back on. Alright, we got the air filter on, and we're going to turn the gas on. I pulled the sediment bowl off camera. It was real clean, and the fuel in it was real fresh. I just didn't want to open the valve without knowing what was in there. Engine switch to on. I think we're ready to see if she'll run. Choke. Closed, open, closed. Okay, so choke is closed. Let me push this thing this way. Let me move you over just a little bit. And we're going to give her a pull here. Sure sounds like it's running too fast. Yeah, let me do some looking here. Maybe somebody has messed with the governor. Well, gang, this is a disappointment, actually. The governor's not working. There is no action from the governor in the engine. I'll start it up, but I'll man the governor by, closing it and show you what I'm talking about. Did he choke every time? So, I don't really know what to do with it from here. Obviously, the engine's got to come apart to get at the rest of that governor. And I'm kind of in the mode right now to finish up projects and get them out of here. So I might cut my losses on this one and just sell it as is. It does make power and all that, but it has a governor issue. So I think I paid 150 bucks for it. I have $12 in a carburetor. So other than that, I might just give this thing a wipe down and flip it quick and let somebody else work on it. So disappointing as it is, I think that's going to end the video, folks, on this generator. Normally, a month or two ago, I would have just went ahead and took it apart, and I'm sure there's just a part laying in the bottom of the motor there. But with back to work and only having weekends and having other things to do besides projects, I just need to knock these out and get them out of here, and then we'll move on. So gang, thanks for watching. Appreciate the comment. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up on the way out the door. We'll catch you on the next video.